Most people think being interesting means having the perfect story, the perfect joke, or always knowing exactly what to say. That's why they try so hard. They talk too much, they force conversations, they constantly search for something clever to add. Ironically, that's exactly what makes them less interesting. Because one of the most influential men in ancient Greece built a reputation so powerful that politicians, generals, and aristocrats would fight for the chance to speak with him. The strange part? He barely talked. His name was Socrates, and he used a conversation method so effective that over 2,000 years later, it still works almost perfectly. I'm going to show you exactly what it was, why it made people obsessed with talking to him, and how you can use it to become more interesting without saying much at all. First, let's talk about the mistake almost everyone makes. Most people enter conversations thinking their job is to impress the other person. They're constantly searching for the next thing to say, the next story, the next joke, the next interesting fact. The problem is that while they're busy thinking, they stop listening. Socrates did the opposite. Whenever somebody spoke to him, he listened for one tiny detail they seemed to care about more than everything else. Not the whole story, just the thread. Most people would let that detail pass by. Socrates would grab it. The merchant says he sells fish. Socrates asks how he knows which fish are the best. The merchant answers. Socrates asks where he learned that. The merchant says his father taught him. Socrates asks about his father. Now they're talking about childhood memories, life lessons, and experiences neither person planned to discuss. And that's the entire secret. Socrates wasn't interesting because he always had something brilliant to say. He was interesting because he made other people feel interesting. Most people hear a thread and move on. Socrates pulled it. And the deeper he pulled, the more people enjoyed talking to him. Which leads to the realization that changed the way I look at conversations. Being interesting has very little to do with talking. It has everything to do with noticing. Every person you meet has years of stories, experiences, failures, successes, and opinions that you know absolutely nothing about. You don't need better stories. You need better curiosity. The next time you're talking to somebody, stop worrying about being impressive. Listen for the thread. Find the one thing they seem excited about. Then pull it. Ask about it. And when they answer, pull again. Because the most interesting person in the conversation usually isn't the one talking the most. It's the one paying the closest attention. That's the Greek method.